welcome to the Viral Variety Show. My name is Sabrina and I will be your host this evening, morning, or afternoon, midnight. Today's episode isn't going to be too much. I have been kind of tired today. I had to wake up at 2:30 to take class, and I had class all the way until 7:30. So I've been kind of tired today. Been kind of taking it easy. I watched several episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I'm getting near the end. So there's that. But I wanted to take a break from sitting on my bed and like streaming for so long. So just gonna take a minute to talk to y'all about how everything's going, and then I want to do a gratitude activity. So that's what we're gonna do today. Nothing crazy, just go with the flow. Yeah, let's do it. Quarantine log day. Let me look at my calendar. Okay, so today is March 24th. I'm on day 11. So getting close, people. I'm right here. Yeah, getting right there. So very excited this weekend, assuming that all goes well. I will be done with my quarantine. Today, surprisingly, I have had two friends tell me that they're worried that they have the virus because they're expressing symptoms or experiencing symptoms. I think that's the right word. And that's kind of scary, considering like we don't want to get the virus. And like I think, I don't know what I was gonna say about that. But jumping off of that, last night I was worried that like I had the virus. I kind of went into a panic because I read this article from ProPublica from the perspective of a respiratory therapist. Sorry, that was like a brain fart. I'm also looking down at my journal, and yeah, so it was from the journalist spoke with a respiratory therapist, talking about like how like 2 weeks ago they were only monitoring like patients with asthma, like minor things, and now they went from like 0 to 100, and they're taking care of coronavirus patients whose lungs are filling up with fluid so much that patients are trying to rip out their breathing tubes because they feel like they're choking, they feel like they're drowning. And after reading that, I kind of like panicked because I have had pneumonia twice in the past. It was quite some time ago. I was in middle school, but I've gotten it more than once, and it's not a fun experience. You do feel like you have liquid filling up in your lungs. It's mucus and bacteria that should not be there. And you do feel like, you're drowning because you're breathing and the air's not doing anything. And it's kind of a haunting feeling, I'm not gonna lie. So to read about how much more extreme the coronavirus can be from a case of pneumonia was kind of freaky and a little scary. So I think that kind of like set me off on a little like paranoia moment. And yeah, it's just kind of scary to like have that experience and then wake up and then have two friends be like, oh, I think I have the virus too. Just to realize, I've been doing fine so far, but that doesn't mean anything. I still have time left until my quarantine is over, so really anything could happen. I'm praying for health and just praying for, peace of mind, and peace of mind and health to my friends and family and just my other fellow human beings, because I don't think anyone wants to have this virus at all. But yeah, it just got me into that question of like wondering, am I overreacting? Am I underreacting? Like what should I be doing? But it just gotta wait it out. It's like my mom had said earlier, like this virus is a ghost, and we can't see it. and we don't know how to comprehend it just yet, so we just have to go with it and hope for the best, and that's all that we can do. But yeah, class this morning went really well. I am excited to be finally feeling like I'm back in the groove. Sorry if you hear weird noises, I think there's people outside. Haven't heard people outside in a long time. Speaking of that, the parking lot has been unchanged, so it's difficult for my family to get parking because no one's moving their car. So the only parking spots left are from the people that still have to go into work, which is funny for me, not for those driving. So there's that. And what other realizations did I have today? I mean, this isn't a realization, but this is like the news. Austin is going into a shelter in place. So that just means like more non-essential businesses are going to be closing. So hopefully people listen up and stay inside. But yeah, everything's fine. Everything's good. I feel healthy. I feel happy, and yeah, over and out. Okay, so since today is kind of like a chill day, I thought I would use this as an opportunity to practice gratitude. Last night and for several nights I've been watching PBS NewsHour, and I have not watched the news in a very long time. I grew up watching the news and I thought I wanted to be a broadcast journalist, but it's not in my near future at the moment. But I've definitely appreciated like to watch the news more so recently, and PBS does like a good job of diversifying like their news stories to be more international, which I think I appreciate more now that I did, you know, part of my study abroad. So just like seeing about how the coronavirus not just like it doesn't just affect the developed world, it also affects the developing world. So seeing how an outbreak affects war zones like in Syria or in developing countries like Libya and places like that, made me feel very grateful that, you know, I get to have like the shelter of like my home, and I get to have 3 meals a day, and I have access to water and soap and health care. And so yeah, I just wanted to take this moment to practice gratitude, and I found this website, mindbodygreen.com, and they have 12 questions to bring more gratitude into your life. I just found this like on a whim, so I thought I would go through these questions. Feel free to follow along and practice some gratitude yourself. And yeah, we're just gonna do that. Take it easy, you know. So the first question says, what have others done that has benefited my I can't read. What have others done that has benefited my life? Even, I think they have a typo, you know, I think they have a typo. What have others done that have benefited my life, even if I don't know who those people are? So, I think the first person that comes to mind, oddly, is Marie Curie, and how she helped discover radioactivity with her husband. And the reason that comes to mind is because when I was in Dublin, I went to a film festival and saw Radioactive, a film by Marjane Satrapi, who is actually the author of Persepolis. And the movie like talks about her work and the impact of it as well. It's very innovative in how it uses a lot of flash forwards, and yeah, basically talks about like the impacts of radioactivity, both good and bad. So atomic bombs, but also cancer treatment. So just thinking about that, I think Marie Curie like came to mind. Like I have benefited from what she has done, like her discovery of radioactivity, because it has helped save and treat people that I know that have or have had cancer. So I'm thankful for radioactivity. Even though it does have its downsides, it has helped treat and save people that I know as well as don't know. So I'm thankful for that. What others have done? What else? I think I can think of like one more thing. I think something that has benefited my life. I think just like women, like as a whole, like women's rights. The women that came before me, I obviously like wouldn't be where I am today without them. Like I can wear pants, I can vote, I can do so many things as a woman today because of actions carried out by women before me. So I'm thankful for the bravery and persistence of women that I have known and not known that have come before me. So I think that's my answer to number 1. And also feel free to comment below if you would like to share your answers. I would love to hear them. I think it could help us like grow in gratitude together. So yeah, feel free to do that. So the second question is, what relationships am I thankful for? So I think, you know, like the relationship I'm like most like thankful for is like that of my family. They have always been there for me, and they've always just been so supportive of me. Like when I was little, I wanted to be everything when I grew up. Like every week it was something different. I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a firefighter, a lawyer, so just so many different things throughout my life. And no matter what I would tell my parents, like they were always just so supportive. They always told me to do what makes me happy and not to worry about if I need to do like a certain career to make them proud. And I'm so grateful that I have that choice in my life. Like when I told them that I wanted to be a journalist, I was a little like worried about what they would think, because you know, journalists like don't really make as much money as doctors and don't have like that same like notability or like in the picture of society, you know, even though journalists are important. And even when I told them, they were just like, you know, like that if that's what you need to do, then it's right for you and we will support you. And since then, like my parents have like learned more about journalism and have become more responsible like with their news consumption, and we like talk about news, and I'm just very like grateful to have like their support like with my career and just like anything else that I do. They've always been there. And then I also am thankful for my friendships, the ones that have lasted throughout such hard times, but also like distance and time differences. Like my friends have just always given me such great insight, and they've always helped me see the world in a new way, just to bring like a new perspective, whether it's to be a little bit easier on myself or to know like how to work smarter but not harder. And just I've had so many wonderful life lessons in my life so far and they've usually come from my friends, so I'm very thankful for them. And yeah, so that's my answer to number 2. So number 3, what am I taking for granted that if I stop to think about it, I am grateful for? So I think this kind of plays into like what I was thinking when I was watching PBS, is that I really take for granted like my access to water, my access to food, that I have like snacks, that I'm not concerned about where food is going to come from right now, which is amazing. I remember like in Panama one day, like with my family, like one day the water just like stopped coming out of the faucet, and I didn't know that was a thing that could happen, but sometimes it just happens at my family's house. And you know, in the US, like that's not really a concern. Like when you turn on the faucet, like the water is gonna come out. So I think I really took that for granted. And I think, you know, if I stop to think about it, something I take for granted is just like my health. Like I'm very lucky that I don't have any serious conditions right now. You know, I'm very healthy, trying to eat healthy and be active, but you know, grateful for that. So number 4, how can I be thankful for the challenges that I've experienced, and what did I learn from them? Okay, so I think how it's not my favorite question. My favorite question is why. Love that question. But I think how I can be more thankful for the challenges I've experienced. I think just like learning to have context. I was reading about that today, that context really can help you, you know, put things into perspective, and putting things into perspective really helps you to experience gratitude more when you are able to step outside of yourself and really see like the bigger picture. So I think just like incorporating a lot more context into my life and not being so much absorbed into like my own headspace, or even just like my own life. So learning to like you know, spend more of my time thinking about others and like the setting in which I'm in and the time in which I'm in, because the context in which I'm learning the context in which I'm like experiencing challenges and learning from them is just as important as the lesson being learned, I think. So yeah, I think that's how I can be more thankful. And it's asking like, what did I learn from them? So I'm thinking like, wants me to list some challenges. I don't know if these are great questions, but hopefully this is going okay. So I guess challenges I've experienced is, you know, well, my study abroad program was canceled. It's something I had been looking forward to applying for and going on for a very long time, and the fact that like something greater than me, something out of my control, a virus, took it away from me, has been a challenge, not so much like physically, but like, you know, having to, you know, try to come to terms with the fact that I'm not getting what I wanted. So, what can I learn from that? I think it just helps me realize that, you know, life is way more uncontrollable than we really put it to be. Like, I'm such a big planner, and I love my planner. I plan out everything like to the half hour, and I love like setting goals and setting plans for those goals, but realizing that life doesn't follow a planner. It definitely does not follow your planner. So this experience is like helping me to learn and understand that there will always be something that like derails your plans, but you just have to be flexible. You have to be adaptable, not just like in yourself, like physically and like changing your plans, but also like flexible in your mindset and learning to take things, you know, maturely, and to see them in a positive light, and to have greater understanding instead of being like, I can't believe I'm not in Spain, like what am I doing, like I hate this, I hate the world, you know, that kind of nonsense. So it's just teaching me to be, you know, understanding, a little bit more patient, and yeah, just to add more context, you know, life is so much bigger than the plans we make. So yeah. Number 5, how is my life different today than it was a year ago, and how can I be thankful for those changes? So let's see, where was I a year ago? So I was probably taking classes at UT, and you know, I don't know, I wasn't doing the, I had my first internship. I started writing for Spiceworks, the drag, the audio production house that that I helped my professor with was just starting, and yeah, so a lot of great opportunities were actually like kicking up. And then today, a year ago today, I am taking online classes from my university in Spain. I don't have any internships right now, but I'm still working for Spiceworks. And yeah, so just in quarantine. But throughout that time, I've had several internships. I branched out and I tried to work for my school newspaper, and I ended up loving it way more than I thought I would. I traveled across the world and went to Spain and Belgium and Ireland and the UK, and I think, how is my life different today than it was a year ago? I think it's just been, I've been, you know, having more opportunities than I used to. Like every moment brings a new opportunity that I never, like in my wildest dreams, thought would become a reality, but it has. I don't know how to make sense of that. I mean, it's kind of crazy. That's weird. How can I be thankful for those changes? I am so thankful. Those internships, writing for the paper, I mean, it taught me wonderful work experience. It taught me to be a better journalist, but like it also just helped me become so much more hopeful, I think, because, you know, like journalism is very competitive, and to see that like things were going really well, and that I was able to like jump from like being an intern to like becoming like a freelancer, and then getting to travel on my own and to make new friends from across the world. Like how can I be thankful? I mean, I don't know how not to be thankful. I don't even know if I'm answering this question right. I think that this question just helped me realize like how much I've grown and how much I've been able to do and how much I've been exposed to. And that's kind of overwhelming, but like in a great way. Yeah, I think, how can I be more thankful? I think just like the context and stepping out of myself, like, because right now I think I get a lot inside of myself and just think too much about how I'm not in Spain. But when I think about it like this, like the context of a whole year, like, that makes me really happy. I'm very grateful. Oh my gosh. I like that question. Question 5 rocks. Okay. Number 6. What insights have I gained that I am grateful for? I feel like I'm being very redundant. I'm going to try and think of something new that I have not said. What insights have I gained? I think that like people are more willing to help you than you think that they are. Because I've always been scared to like ask for help. Not that I'm like scared to ask, but you know, I just always try and do something myself first, and it's not my first inclination to ask for help. And I think, you know, it's important to learn how to ask for help, because for one, like, sometimes you do need help and you should know how to exercise that muscle. But also it's like humbling because it helps you, you know, again, just like get outside of yourself and to seek help from someone else is to be vulnerable, and that is just as important as being strong. So I feel like I'm just like, I don't know, pulling all these like wise things out of my head, like Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender, that's what it's making me think of. So I'm just thankful for realizing that it's okay to ask for help, and I think like the other insight that I've learned from like study abroad is that it's okay not to be working yourself to death, because if you know me, I love to do that. And in Spain, my classes were more on the simpler side. My workload was not heavy. I was not juggling jobs and clubs on top of that. And I just had time to go to class, to go to the museums and sightsee and hang out with my friends. And it was a whole new way of life. I have never been so well rested. I ate 3 meals a day. I did not feel stressed out the entire time. It was incredible. So I think, you know, learning to ask for help, and I'm grateful that I learned that it's okay to slow down. It is not necessarily a bad thing. It's healthier. And it's just nice to take things a little bit slowly sometimes. So I'm grateful for that. Number 7, who do I appreciate and why? I appreciate my mom because my mom is amazing, and that is not descriptive, but yeah, she is. Why? It's my favorite question. I am grateful for my mom because she was never easy on me. She always challenged me to be a better version of myself. She never handed anything to me. She taught me the importance of working hard and earning the things that you want to have. She taught me patience. She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to read. She gave me my Hispanic heritage. She has just given me so much, and on top of that, she loves me and I love her, so I'm grateful for my mom. Number 8, what material possessions am I thankful for? I am thankful for my guitar. So when I was packing to go to Spain, I was actually really sad that I couldn't take my guitar with me because I had just gotten into the groove of taking it out of its case every day, playing it, like learning to write my own songs, and then I was going to pack up and leave and not touch a musical instrument for a very long time. So I'm very thankful for the instruments that I have, especially the ones that I have with me right now, because they really help me during this quarantine time. I'm thankful for this camera, so thank you, Connor, for letting me have it. And I'm thankful for my snacks because I love snacks. So thank you, Shar, for bringing me snacks. I'm thankful for my clothes and my tie-dye blanket because it makes me feel like an Austinite. So I'm thankful for those material possessions. Oh, and my point shoes, my ballet point shoes, and my flamenco shoes. Just all my dance shoes. So yeah. Number 9, what about my surroundings am I thankful for? I am so thankful for the city of Austin, because it is a Texas version of New Orleans. Like, there's a body of water, there are trees, There is good food, there is music, and there's just like a nice sense of community. I mentioned the trees because when I was touring college campuses, I had a tree quota, because when I moved from Louisiana to Dallas, I was so upset that there were no trees anywhere, and I was so used to Louisiana where like the highways are lined with trees on either side, and like you don't see anything through those trees because there's so many of them, and everything is so green, and Dallas is so gray and covered with cement. So I'm so grateful that Austin has trees, that there is humid air. I know that's weird to say, but in Madrid it was so dry. It was like awful for my skin and for my hair, and that also meant that it didn't rain. So I'm so thankful for the humidity here, because it means I get nice doses of rain and trees and happy skin and hair. So thankful for that. Number 10. What opportunities do I have that I'm thankful for? What opportunities? I'm thankful that I was able to study abroad for the time that I was able to. I am thankful for the opportunity to attend the University of Texas, because going to a different university made me realize how lucky I am to go to such a wonderful university that challenges me to be a better student, that really prepares me for the working world, but like also just has like a wonderful, supportive, and vibrant community. I am so thankful for that. I don't think we realize it that much, but you know, it's wonderful to be working in a diverse setting where not just like the people and like their heritages are like diverse, but just like diverse mindsets. I'm very grateful to have that at UT. I'm grateful for the opportunity to I don't know, I've just had so many wonderful internships, wonderful jobs, and I'm thankful for this opportunity that I have now to take a breather and readjust while I'm quarantining, so I'm thankful for that. Number 11. Where can I help people more? I think, so when it comes to like helping people, I feel like I like to be a listener for people, especially like my friends, but even if it's someone I don't know and they need a listening ear, like I am more than happy to do that. But I think like something that I can do more to help people would probably be like just like following up more, I think, because I tend to check in with people when they're like in a bad moment, just because I'm not great at like texting or keeping streaks on Snapchat. I'm awful at it, and so I prefer to call, but I have a bad habit of, I think, calling when things are bad and then not following up to make sure things are still going okay. So I think I can do that more, to just check in on my friends more and make sure they're doing okay, and that way I'm not just like coming in whenever things get bad. So yeah. And then number 12, how can I say thank you more? So I don't know why, but it's making me think of my first job at Taco Cabana, and I had this one manager who he would thank me for every single thing he asked me to do, and I was like, why are you telling me thank you? You know, like, it's my job. Like, you really don't have to say thank you for every single thing that I do, because, you know, it's expected of me, and while I do appreciate it, you know, I don't want to make it like a hassle for you. He told me that he prefers to say like thank you, because like even though like it is my job and it is my duty to like do the things that he was asking me to do, he's still thankful for it and he wants me to feel thanked. So I think how I can say thank you more is just to thank people for the little things and even like the expected things, because you know, we don't think about it. Like if my mom makes dinner, like even though, I mean, I don't expect her to make dinner for me, but like, I don't know, bad example, but if she makes dinner for me, like I should say thank you, even though like it's something that happens a lot or it's something that tends to happen, because it makes her feel thanked and it helps her know that I am thankful for everything that she does for me. So I think just learning to say thank you for like the expected and like the little things. Alright, that is all for today's show. Thank you so much for watching and just hanging out with me, and I hope you were able to practice some gratitude as well, and we'll hang out again tomorrow. Bye!